Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into the world of United States Lincoln 1-cent coins, the humble penny, to uncover the top 30 rarest and most valuable Lincoln cents ever discovered. These coins may look like pocket change to the average person, but for numismatists, they could be worth thousands, even millions. So stick around, because you might just have one of these valuable coins hiding in your change jar. Starting off our list at number 30. Today we're diving deep into the world of rare coins and shining the spotlight on a penny that might just blow your mind. I'm talking about the legendary 1969 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a small copper coin with a history as rich as its potential value, up to $49,000 in the current market. Yes, you heard that right. A 1-cent penny that could be worth up to $49,000. Now, before we get into the details of how a simple penny could fetch such an eye-popping price, let's take a look at the origins of this unique coin. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person on the obverse, a major shift from the previous depictions of symbolic figures like Liberty. Fast forward to 1969. America was in the midst of cultural revolutions, the Vietnam War was still raging, and Neil Armstrong had just taken that historic first step on the moon. Amid all these massive events, the U.S. Mint was doing what it always did, producing coins for the nation. But in 1969, something strange happened. Among the millions of Lincoln pennies struck that year, a tiny handful left the mint with something extraordinary. A doubled die obverse. Let's break that down. A doubled die error occurs during the coin's minting process when the die, which is essentially the stamp used to strike the coin, receives a misaligned impression from the hub. This results in design elements like the date, inscriptions, or even Lincoln's portrait appearing doubled. It's one of the most visually dramatic and easily recognized errors in numismatics. And the 1969 S doubled die is one of the most famous of all. But wait, today, we are focusing on a 1969 penny that has no mint mark at all. So, what does no mint mark mean? Most 1969 Lincoln pennies were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, with the Denver Mint coins showing a small D below the date. However, Philadelphia minted coins did not receive any mint mark at that time, which means a 1969 penny with no mint mark likely originated from the Philadelphia Mint. But here's where it gets really interesting. The 1969 no-mint mark Lincoln penny becomes exceptionally rare and valuable when it exhibits a dramatic double die obverse. On this version, you'll notice clear and strong doubling on the words Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 1969 itself. We're not talking subtle here. This is bold, unmistakable doubling that practically jumps off the coin. That's the kind of error collectors dream of. Now let's talk about the money. A regular 1969 no-mint mark penny in circulated condition is worth just 1 cent, its face value. But a genuine double die variety from 1969 with no mint mark has become one of the rarest and most sought-after coins in U.S. numismatic history. Why? Because only a very small number were ever produced, and even fewer have survived in collectible condition. In fact, it wasn't until the early 1970s that the Secret Service got involved. They initially thought these coins were counterfeit because of the dramatic doubling. Imagine that. The US government itself believed they were fakes. But after extensive investigation, the Secret Service confirmed the coins were indeed authentic mint errors. From that moment, collectors knew they had a true rarity on their hands. Over the decades, these coins have appeared in high-profile auctions and have consistently commanded jaw-dropping prices. One example in near-mint condition sold at auction for over $45,000. Some have fetched prices nearing $50,000 depending on the coin's condition, luster, and level of detail in the doubling. That places it among the most valuable Lincoln pennies ever discovered. But what does the market look like today? As of now, the value of the 1969 no-mint mark double die Lincoln penny ranges between $45,000 and $49,000 for high-grade examples. Prices can vary depending on several factors, including the coin's certification, eye appeal, and demand at the time of sale. Even lower grade examples with clear doubling can still command thousands of dollars from eager collectors. So, how can you tell if you have this rare penny in your collection? Start by grabbing a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and carefully examine the obverse side of any 1969 Lincoln penny without a mint mark. Focus on the inscriptions and the date. If you see strong, distinct doubling on "I in God We Trust, Liberty," and the date in 1969, you might just be holding a treasure. Of course, if you suspect you've found one, don't try to sell it right away. The best thing to do is send the coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. They will evaluate the coin, confirm whether it is the real double die variety, assign it a grade, and encapsulate it for protection. This adds credibility and ensures you get the best price if you decide to sell it. In summary, the 1969 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, especially the rare double die variety, is one of the most iconic era coins in American numismatic history. From being mistaken for a counterfeit to becoming a collector's dream, this coin has traveled an incredible journey. And in today's market, its value continues to rise, with top examples fetching between $45,000 and $49,000. So the next time you're going through your change jar, or sorting through an old coin collection from a relative, keep your eyes peeled for this rare penny. Because that little copper coin sitting quietly at the bottom of the pile might just be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives into rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a hidden gem. Until next time, happy collecting and good luck hunting for that next great discovery. Hello coin lovers and treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel where we dig deep into the hidden gems of your pocket change. Today, we are uncovering the incredible story behind a common-looking coin that could make you thousands of dollars richer. Yes, we are talking about the 1988 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Believe it or not, this ordinary penny could be worth a small fortune. Some of these coins have been valued between $38,000 and $40,000. So if you have one in your collection or even lying around in a drawer, you might be sitting on a gold mine. Stay tuned because we're going to cover its history, how to identify the rare variety, and why collectors are willing to pay so much for it. Let's start with the background. The Lincoln cent has been in production since 1909. It features the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse or front side of the coin. The reverse of the coin, from 1959 to 2008, shows the Lincoln Memorial. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent is one of the most iconic coins in American history. In 1982, the composition of the penny was changed from 95% copper to a mostly zinc core with a thin copper plating. This change makes certain varieties even more interesting for collectors. Now fast forward to 1988. This year is famous among collectors for a very rare and valuable error known as the 1988 reverse of 1989 penny. This variety is also commonly referred to as the transitional reverse error. It's all about the subtle design differences in Lincoln's initials on the reverse of the coin. Let me explain. On the Lincoln Memorial design, just to the right of the statue of Lincoln and near the bottom right of the memorial, you'll find the initials FG. They stand for Frank Gasparo, the designer of the reverse side. Here's where it gets interesting. In 1988, the mint used two different reverse designs. One was the standard 1988 reverse, and the other was the reverse die intended for 1989 coins. The key difference between them lies in the placement and style of the initials FG. On the 1988 reverse, the initials are farther from the building and appear thinner. On the 1989 reverse, the initials are closer to the building and appear thicker. Due to a die mix-up at the Philadelphia Mint, some 1988 pennies were struck using the reverse die intended for the following year, 1989. That's why we call it the 1988 reverse of 1989. This variety is extremely rare, especially those without a mint mark, which means they were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Most people would never notice this difference. But for coin experts and serious collectors, this minute detail means everything. And because very few of these coins exist, they command astonishing prices in the market. Let's talk about value. In circulated condition, a regular 1988 Lincoln penny is worth just 1 cent. Maybe a few cents to collectors if it's in nice shape. But if you find the rare 1988 reverse of 1989 penny with no mint mark in uncirculated or mint state condition, then you're talking big bucks. As of now, certified examples in MS-65 red condition can sell for over $10,000. The finest known examples in MS-67 red have fetched upwards of $38,000 to even $40,000 at major auctions. That's right, one tiny penny, worth up to $40,000. So how do you identify one? First, look at the back of your 1988 penny with a magnifying glass. Focus on the FG initials. If they are closer to the building and bold in appearance, you may have the rare reverse. Then you'll want to compare it to verified examples or consult a professional coin grader. Some collectors send their coins to PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. It's worth the investment if you believe you have one of these rare pennies. Why is it so valuable? The answer is rarity, combined with demand. Coin collectors and error specialists love transitional errors because they represent a mistake that occurred during a change in design. These kinds of errors are hard to find and often tossed into circulation before anyone notices. That makes them rare by nature. When you add high demand and collector excitement, prices naturally go through the roof. This isn't just about a coin, it's about owning a piece of minting history. Now, let me give you a tip. Always check your pennies. Go through your change jar, your wallet, even the old coin collection you inherited from a family member. Especially focus on pennies from 1988. You never know what's hiding in plain sight. Use a jeweler's loupe or a high-quality magnifying glass to examine the FG initials. If you think you found something special, get it graded. This isn't the only coin with a high value due to a die mix-up or design change. There are other famous varieties like the 1983 double die reverse penny, the 1992 close AM cent, and of course, the famous 1955 double die reverse. But the 1988 reverse of 1989 penny stands out because it's incredibly subtle yet worth a fortune. That's the beauty of coin collecting. Sometimes the biggest treasures are hidden in the smallest details. In conclusion, the 1988 no mint mark Lincoln cent might look like every other penny you've seen. But if it has the wrong reverse design, specifically the 1989 reverse, it could be worth up to $40,000. Yes, you heard that right. A 1-cent coin could buy you a car or even be the down payment on a house. All because of a tiny engraving error. So, what are you waiting for? Start searching your change today. And if you think you've got a rare 1988 penny, drop a comment below. Let's share the excitement and help each other discover hidden treasures. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story about coins that are worth way more than you'd expect. Keep collecting, keep exploring, and keep dreaming. Because the next valuable coin could be right in your pocket. See you next time on the channel where every coin tells a story. Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving into the story of a very special coin. It might be sitting in your change jar or hiding in the bottom of your drawer. It's the 1989 Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark, and yes, it can be worth a small fortune, up to $38,000. That's right. A single penny that could pay off your credit card bills or even put a down payment on a new car. Stick around as we uncover the secrets behind this rare coin, its unique history, and exactly what makes it so valuable in today's market. History of the Lincoln CNT. First, let's talk about the Lincoln cent itself. Introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, this coin replaced the Indian head cent and became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse side famously shows Lincoln's profile while the reverse originally displayed 2 wheat ears. In 1959, to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial. This new design stayed in place until 2008. So when you see a 1989 penny, it's part of that long-standing legacy. The 1989 penny and mint marks. Now let's focus on the year 1989. This was a regular production year for the Lincoln cent. The United States Mint produced billions of pennies that year. Most were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Typically, Philadelphia minted coins carry no mint mark, while Denver uses a D, and San Francisco uses an S. However, when we're talking about a 1989 no mint mark penny, we're not just referring to a Philadelphia issue. There's a twist here. Some extremely rare 1989 Lincoln cents were mistakenly struck without a mint mark, even though they were intended to be proof coins from San Francisco. The error that changed everything. This is where the story gets exciting. In 1989, the San Francisco Mint struck proof pennies meant for collector sets, and those coins were supposed to have a clear S mint mark. However, due to a rare error, some of these coins were struck without the mint mark and somehow made their way into circulation or collector hands. These were not normal circulation coins. They were intended to be pristine, high-quality proof coins. The absence of the S mint mark on such a coin is an enormous error, and collectors went wild when they discovered it. What makes it so valuable? So what makes this coin worth as much as $33,000 to $38,000? It's the combination of rarity, minting error, and the coin's pristine condition. Remember, this isn't just any 1989 penny with no mint mark. We're talking about a proof coin that was supposed to have the S, but doesn't. Only a very small number are known to exist. When coins like these come up for sale, especially in near-perfect condition graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, collectors are willing to pay premium prices to own such an extraordinary piece. Section 5. How to tell if you have ONE? Now you're probably wondering, how can you tell if you have this rare and valuable coin? First, you'll need to look at your 1989 Lincoln cents. If it has a D, it's from Denver and not what we're looking for. If it has an S, it's from San Francisco, likely a standard proof. If it has no mint mark, that means it was either made in Philadelphia or it could be the rare no S proof coin. Here's the key. The rare version will look much shinier and more mirror-like than regular coins. Proof coins have a distinct mirror finish and sharp detail. If your 1989 penny looks like that and doesn't have an S mint mark, you might have struck gold. Well, copper in this case. Let's talk numbers. According to auction records, some examples of the 1989 no mint mark proof penny have sold for jaw-dropping amounts. One of the highest recorded prices was $38,000 for a coin graded in PR 69 deep cameo condition by PCGS. Another one fetched $33,000 in a similar high grade. These prices show that serious collectors are willing to invest big money in this rare variety. Even coins in slightly lower proof grades can bring in thousands of dollars. Section 7. What to do if you think you have ONE? So you think you might have a 1989 no S proof penny? The first step is to avoid cleaning it. Never clean your coins, as that can ruin their value. Next, get it evaluated by a reputable coin dealer or grading service. Professional grading is crucial to determine its authenticity and condition. If it's the real deal, you're holding a coin that could change your financial situation overnight. You could sell it at auction, through a private collector, or consign it with a trusted coin marketplace. The 1989 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. What seems like an ordinary coin is actually an extraordinary rarity due to a rare minting error. With only a few examples known to exist and prices reaching as high as $38,000, it's a reminder that sometimes, treasure really is hiding in plain sight. So the next time you go through your spare change, take a closer look. That 1 cent might be worth a whole lot more than you think. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin in your collection. Until next time, keep searching and happy collecting. Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today's video is one you don't want to miss, especially if you're someone who's ever found a 1994 penny in your spare change. Because what if I told you that a regular-looking 1994 Lincoln 1-cent penny, with no mint mark, could actually be worth up to $21,000 today? That's right. This ordinary little copper-colored coin could be hiding in your drawer or coin jar right now, and it might just change your life. So stick around as we dive into the history, the rarity, and the exact traits that make the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny such a valuable and sought-after treasure in the world of numismatics. History of the 1994 Lincoln cent. Let's start with a little history. The Lincoln 1-cent coin was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent marked a major milestone in U.S. coinage as it was the first regularly circulating American coin to feature a real person. For decades, the obverse has featured Lincoln's portrait, and the reverse originally displayed two wheat ears, which later changed to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959 and eventually to the Union Shield in 2010. Now, focusing on the 1994 penny, it was minted at two major facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. Those from Denver have a small D mint mark under the ear, while coins minted in Philadelphia traditionally bear no mint mark at all. That's right. The no mint mark pennies are actually from the Philadelphia Mint, which produced billions of coins annually. So, what makes the 1994 no mint mark penny so special? After all, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 6.5 billion Lincoln cents in 1994 alone. That sounds like a lot, right? And it is. But the secret lies not in just the minting location, it's in the errors, the conditions, and the rarity of near-perfect examples that drive these coins' values sky high. What to look for, key features and rare errors. The 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln cent can be worth a small fortune under the right conditions. If you have one in ordinary circulated condition, it's likely only worth face value, just 1 cent. But here's where it gets exciting. There are rare varieties and errors for the 1994 penny that are highly sought after by collectors. Let's take a look at some of the most valuable characteristics that can make a single penny worth $18,000 to $21,000. First up, condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect mint state example. If your 1994 penny is in MS68 red condition or higher, meaning it retains its original red copper color, and shows virtually no signs of wear or handling, it could be extremely valuable. These top-tier examples are incredibly rare, especially in red color with flawless surfaces. Next, let's talk about die errors. Some 1994 pennies were struck with misaligned dies, double dies, off-center strikes, or other striking issues. One of the most famous and valuable varieties is the double die obverse, where the lettering, numbers, or even Lincoln's profile appears doubled. These errors were the result of a die being impressed twice, slightly out of alignment, and they create a striking visual anomaly. A well-preserved 1994 no-mint mark penny with a strong doubling error can easily fetch tens of thousands of dollars at auction. There are also striking anomalies like broad strikes, where the coin was struck without a retaining collar, and off-center strikes where the design is partially missing due to misalignment. The more dramatic and complete the error, the higher the potential value. Why the value reaches $18,000 to $21,000. So how does a coin originally worth 1 cent climb to a market value of $18,000 to $21,000? Let's consider a few actual sales. Certified grading companies like PCGS and NGC have graded some 1994 no-mint mark pennies at extremely high mint state levels. When these coins show up at public auctions, especially with errors or perfect surfaces, competitive bidding from collectors drives the prices way up. For example, a 1994 Lincoln penny graded MS68RD by PCGS sold for over $18,000 in recent years. And in another auction, a similar coin, flawless and bright red, brought in $21,000. It's all about rarity. There might be billions of these coins in total, but only a handful exist in such pristine, untouched condition. And even fewer have been certified by a professional grading company with such a high grade. Collectors are always searching for the best possible specimen of each year and mint mark combination. And when a coin is known to exist in such high grade only in extremely limited numbers, the demand skyrockets, and so does the price. How to identify and sell yours? Now you might be wondering, how do I check if I have one of these valuable 1994 no mint mark Lincoln cents? Start by examining the coin's condition. If it still has a brilliant red color, and no signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration, you might be onto something. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop to check for doubling in the date or lettering. If you notice anything unusual, it could be a valuable error. If your coin looks promising, consider sending it to a reputable grading company like PCGS, NGC, or NX. They will evaluate the coin and assign it a grade, which can help determine its market value and make it more attractive to serious buyers. Once your coin is certified, you can sell it through high-profile auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or even trusted platforms like eBay, where collectors from around the world are actively looking for rare and high-grade Lincoln cents. Final thoughts. The next time you're digging through your spare change, sorting old jars, or browsing through inherited coin collections, keep a close eye out for the 1994 no mint mark Lincoln penny. While it might look ordinary at first glance, the right combination of condition and rare errors could turn it into a 5-figure jackpot. From a humble 1-cent piece to a coin worth over $20,000, the story of the 1994 no mint mark Lincoln penny reminds us that incredible value can sometimes be hiding in the most unexpected places. So don't forget to like this video. Subscribe for more rare coin guides, and let me know in the comments, have you ever found a rare penny? Do you think you might have a valuable 1994 penny in your collection? I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures that could be lying right in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1980 Lincoln 1-cent coin with no mint mark, a coin that millions of Americans have handled without realizing its potential value. What makes it so special? Why is it worth thousands of dollars? And how can you tell if you have one of these rare gems? Stay tuned because we're about to tell you everything you need to know. Let's begin with a little background. The Lincoln cent, commonly called the penny, has been in continuous production since 1909, making it the longest-running design in U.S. coinage history. Designed by Victor David Brenner to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the original coin featured the wheat ears reverse design and the famous profile portrait of Lincoln on the obverse. But fast forward to 1980, and we're now in the era of the Lincoln Memorial reverse, a design that began in 1959 and continued until 2008. In 1980, the Lincoln cent was still being struck primarily from 95% copper and 5% zinc. It wasn't until 1982 that the U.S. Mint transitioned to primarily zinc coins with a thin copper coating due to rising copper prices. So, the 1980 penny is a copper-based coin, weighing about 3.11 grams. Now, let's talk about the no mint mark aspect of this coin. When we say no mint mark, we're referring to Lincoln cents that do not carry a letter identifying the U.S. Mint facility that struck them. Most commonly, coins made in Philadelphia had no mint mark until 2017, when that PE mint mark was added for that year only. So technically, most 1980 Lincoln cents were struck in Philadelphia, and having no mint mark is normal for that mint. But here's where it gets interesting. Even though 1980 no mint mark pennies are extremely common, with billions produced, a tiny fraction of these coins exhibit unique traits that have collectors and coin hunters scrambling. These rare varieties and errors are what drive values into the tens of thousands of dollars. One of the most valuable variations of the 1980 no mint mark penny is a dramatic double die obverse. That means the die used to strike the coin was misaligned or shifted slightly during manufacturing, resulting in doubling on some features, especially the date, the word liberty, and the motto "I in God we trust." The doubling is visible to the naked eye in extreme cases and can be confirmed with a magnifier in others. Another highly sought-after error involves a striking issue, like an off-center strike, broad strike, or even a coin that was accidentally struck on the wrong planchet. for example, a planchet intended for a dime. These mistakes are very rare and often escape the mint's quality control before ending up in circulation. When authenticated, these coins are snapped up by collectors willing to pay thousands of dollars depending on the era type and coin condition. But what really sets off fireworks in the coin collecting community is the condition of the coin. The coin grading scale runs from Per 1 to mint state 70, and coins in MS67 or MS68 red, meaning flawless, shiny red surfaces with zero to minimal contact marks, are the top dogs. These high-grade coins are extremely rare and are often slabbed and graded by reputable services like PCGS or NGC. Now here's the big reveal. The current market value for a 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny graded MS68 red is absolutely stunning. At recent auctions, coins in that condition have sold for as much as $43,000 to $47,000. That's right, 1 cent turning into nearly $50,000. What's more incredible is that these coins are not just sitting in museums. Some have been found in old rolls, inherited collections, or even spare change jars. So, what should you look for? First, check the date. It should read 1980. Then, look under the date to see if there's a mint mark. If there's nothing there, it's a no mint mark from Philadelphia. From here, inspect the coin for obvious doubling, sharp details, and that rich coppery red color. If you suspect it's in really high grade or has a rare error, it's worth sending it in to a professional grading service. Even lower MS grade 1980 no mint mark pennies can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars. Let's recap the top reasons why a 1980 no mint mark penny might be worth a fortune. Number 1. It's struck on copper planchets, which are now increasingly valued due to the transition to zinc just a few years later. Number 2. Some rare die varieties such as doubled dies or misstruck coins can be worth thousands all by themselves. Number 3. The true gems are the high-grade mint state coins, especially those with full red luster and perfect surfaces. And number 4, collectors and investors are paying top dollar for coins that meet these criteria, with top auction results hitting up to $47,000. So now's the time to check your coin jars, those old rolls from the bank, or any inherited collection. You just might be holding a fortune in your hand and not even realize it. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you never miss an update on rare and valuable coins. Leave a comment below if you have a 1980 no mint mark penny, or if you've ever found a valuable coin in your pocket change. We love hearing your stories. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting! Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on rare coin videos that could turn your pocket change into real treasure. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating stories in modern coin collecting, the incredible 2012 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny that's turning heads across the collector world for its staggering value. Believe it or not, some of these coins are being valued between $13,000 and $14,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny that could be worth more than $10,000. Let's start by looking at a bit of history behind the 2012 Lincoln penny. Like all modern US 1 cent coins, the obverse features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of his birth. This iconic profile was designed by Victor David Brenner and has stood the test of time, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. On the reverse, we see the Union Shield, a design that was introduced in 2010, symbolizing Lincoln's preservation of the United States as a single, unified nation. Now, let's get to what really makes the 2012 penny special, the no mint mark variety. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia do not carry a mint mark, and this is true for the 2012 penny as well. So what's the big deal? Well, it's not just the absence of a mint mark that makes this coin valuable, it's the fact that certain era coins or highly preserved examples have been discovered with exceptional characteristics that make them extremely desirable to collectors. Some of these 2012 no mint mark Lincoln pennies have been found in brilliant uncirculated condition. sometimes even with an extremely high grade assigned by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. We're talking MS68, or even MS69, which is nearly perfect on the 70-point grading scale. These grades are exceedingly rare for any coin, and for a modern penny, they're almost unheard of. When a collector sees a penny in that condition from 2012, it becomes a must-have item, especially if it's free from blemishes, scratches, or any signs of handling. But what takes the value to the next level is when there are errors involved. Some 2012 pennies exhibit fascinating mint errors like off-center strikes, double dies, or even dramatic die cracks. These kinds of errors are like fingerprints. No two are exactly the same, and the more dramatic and visually appealing they are, the more a collector is willing to pay. In auctions and private sales, these error coins have reached astonishing prices. One particular specimen, a 2012 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny with a rare and significant error, combined with an ultra-high mint state grade, fetched a jaw-dropping price between $13,000 and $14,000. This isn't just a rumor. Auction records and collector reports confirm that rare error coins and near-perfect condition coins from 2012 have indeed reached those values. It's a reminder of just how valuable modern coins can become under the right circumstances. So don't dismiss the change in your pocket. One of the most amazing things about coin collecting is the idea that any ordinary coin, if it has the right features, could be worth a small fortune. Now you might be wondering, how do you know if you have a valuable 2012 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny? The first step is to inspect the coin under good lighting. Look for unusual features such as doubling on the date or lettering, which might indicate a double die error. Check the centering of the strike. Is it slightly off-center or dramatically shifted? These types of errors can significantly increase a coin's value. And of course, assess the condition. A coin that looks like it just left the mint could be worth sending in to get professionally graded. Even minor differences in condition can mean thousands of dollars in value. It's also important to store your coins properly. A coin's value is heavily influenced by its preservation, so if you suspect you have a special piece, handle it by the edges and avoid touching the surface. Use a soft cloth or cotton gloves and consider placing the coin in an airtight holder or capsule. Let's talk about the market. Right now, demand for rare and high-grade Lincoln pennies is growing. Collectors are more active than ever, and online auction platforms have made it easier to showcase and sell unique finds. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting out, it's a good time to start paying close attention to your change. The 2012 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how something ordinary can become extraordinary. And remember, it's not just about the money. Coins like these are pieces of history. They represent craftsmanship, heritage, and the fascinating world of minting technology. They carry the story of a nation and the people who mint and collect them. So even if you're not lucky enough to find a $14,000 penny in your jar of change, the thrill of the hunt and the beauty of these small pieces of art make coin collecting a truly rewarding hobby. To wrap up, yes, there really are 2012 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies worth up to $14,000. But even more importantly, this is a reminder that valuable coins are out there, possibly even in your pocket right now. Keep your eyes open, stay curious, and always be willing to learn more. Who knows, your next penny might just be your ticket to an incredible discovery. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow treasure hunters. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you have questions about your own coin collection. And remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos on coin values, collecting tips, and the amazing stories behind the coins we use every day. Until next time, happy collecting and good luck in your search. Hello and welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video about coins that could be worth a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into a penny that most people would pass by without a second thought. It's small, copper-colored, and often found rattling at the bottom of your change jar. But this 1-cent coin from the year 2003 could shock you with its incredible value. That's right, We're talking about the 2003 Lincoln cent with no mint mark that has recently been valued at anywhere from $16,000 to $19,000. You heard that correctly. 1 cent that could be worth as much as a brand new car.so. How is this even possible? How could a common-looking coin from only a couple decades ago be worth thousands of dollars? Let's break it all down. First, we need to start with a bit of history. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first regularly circulating U.S. coin to feature the image of a real person. Since then, the penny has gone through several design changes and has been minted in huge quantities every single year. Now, in 2003, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies, most of which came from the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint have no mint mark, while those from the Denver Mint are marked with a small d on the front of the coin just below the date. So, a 2003 penny with no mint mark is not necessarily unusual on its own. But here's where things get interesting. Among those billions of coins, a tiny handful, and we mean a very tiny handful, were struck with extremely rare errors. These errors, combined with pristine condition and a bit of luck, have turned some 2003 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies into five-figure collectibles. One of the most valuable errors that collectors look for is known as a double die. This happens when the coin's image is stamped more than once by mistake, causing doubling in the design. This can be seen in the lettering, in Lincoln's eye, or along the edges of the coin. When a double die error appears on a coin in mint state condition, meaning it looks almost exactly the way it did when it left the mint, its value can skyrocket. In the case of the 2003 no-mint mark penny, collectors have discovered rare varieties that show signs of dramatic doubling. Combine that with a perfect or near-perfect grade from a professional grading service, say, MS-67 or MS-68, and you're looking at a coin that could fetch anywhere from $16,000 to $19,000 at auction or through a private sale. But there's more. In some cases, these valuable coins also feature off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned with the coin's edge. Others show signs of being struck on the wrong metal planchet, meaning the coin was mistakenly made using a blank intended for a completely different denomination or year. These rare combinations of errors and mint state condition are what make the 2003 Lincoln cent a high-value target for collectors. So how do you know if you have one of these valuable coins? The first step is to grab a magnifying glass and examine your 2003 pennies very closely. Look at the date, the word Liberty, and the phrase "In God We Trust." Do the letters appear to be doubled or thicker than normal? Are there unusual shapes or shadows in the design? Next, check the condition of the coin. If it's shiny, uncirculated, and has no visible scratches or wear, it could be a mint state candidate. Still not sure? You can always send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll examine it in detail and give it an official grade. If it turns out to be a rare variety in high condition, your 1 cent coin could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Let me repeat that. A single penny, potentially worth up to $19,000. And this isn't just a rumor. In recent years, collectors have paid up to $19,000 for 2003 no-mint mark Lincoln cents in exceptional condition with verified errors. These coins are rare, but they're out there, and they're turning up in collections, piggy banks, and pocket change. So what should you do right now? Go check your change. Look through that old jar of coins, those rolls from the bank, or that little stash of pennies you've been meaning to cash in. You never know. Your next big payday might be sitting right under your nose. And remember, coin collecting isn't just about money. It's about history, curiosity, and the thrill of the hunt. Every coin tells a story, and the 2003 Lincoln cent is proof that even the most ordinary-looking penny can turn out to be extraordinary. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating coin stories. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in your pocket change, and let us know what other coins you'd like us to feature in upcoming videos. Until next time, happy hunting, and keep checking those pennies.